Hello, friends,
Hello,
and
friends.
welcome to the Cinemondo podcast with Kathy, Mike, and Burk.
What
Talking
our
about
weird
movies,
voices?
Friends.
friends. It's sort of like that means not friends. Right? When you say it like
We're
that.
kind of doing that.
Friends.
It's scary.
Enemies.
Demonic.
The
I
devil.
want to be our friend.
Yes,
Well-
she's in here with us.
Anything with the word exorcism or exorcist in the title gets us a little, perked up.
Yep. I have to make excuses for us because no matter what the horror movie is, we pretty much want to talk about it. But this one looks a
Yeah.
little more upscale than the usual trash we look at.
I think this one has the potential of being really interesting. It's directed by Julius Avery, who did a really cool 2018 film called Overlord, which is sort of like
yes.
a Nazi World War II horror thing, action thing, which was really fun and sort of went under the radar, but it's worth checking
Yeah.
out.
But it was really well made. I thought there was a lot of smart
Yeah.
in it. It was
Mhm.
like,
Yeah.
okay, this is a filmmaker I want to pay attention
It
to.
felt fresh, considering
Yeah.
like really, really kind of nice. And then Russell Crowe, who has always been a good actor.
Yeah.
Seems controversial person in general, but just always brings something special and unexpected to his acting. And so anytime he's in a movie, I'm kind of like, I didn't really want to see this until I found that he was in it. So now we have a
Yeah.
horror movie and Russell Crowe together, which that sounds like kind of unmissable. So we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Are you entertained? Yeah.
And he plays a priest. I mean, the film is called The Pope's Exorcist, and obviously has to do something with the Vatican. There's maybe some exorcism. Somebody is possessed by a devil, and he's got to go in and sort of do the Max von Sydow kind of stuff.
Right.
But it also stars Franco Nero, which is like talking about a name from the past. He
Yeah.
was a great actor in a lot of spaghetti westerns from way back when.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh.
So who knows how do exorcisms work? Like, how do they decide whether to actually investigate something? I know. It was kind of a planted question. Who here could possibly know?
Oh! I know.
Teacher, pick me. Go ahead.
Okay, Burk, I'll ask you. Let you answer first.
Okay, it's all fake. No,
Yeah, but other
it's,
than that, how does the Vatican decide that this is a legit?
unfortunately,
exorcism?
it's always people who have a mental disorder or a problem, emotional
It definitely
problem.
is.
Right.
And the priests are called in to do sort of a placebo ritual in order to sort of make the person think that the devil has been cast out. But I think some people believe that actual demons exist down in hell, and somehow they climb up into our realm and get into our bodies somehow and possess us. It's a weird thing, but I've had people who believe it try to explain it to me. And I actually worked with someone years ago who claimed to have actually been present during an exorcism because he had been in the church, and whether or not that's true, I have no idea. But anyway, he said he saw somebody jump off of a balcony and climb down a wall, and things that a human couldn't possibly do. But
lies. Sorry.
But
BS.
it makes for fun movies. I mean, listen,
It does.
That's the
We
thing.
all want to believe.
Yeah, and The Exorcist
is one of my
3.
favorite films.
Yeah.
Literally one of my favorite films. Always on my top 5. But to me, it's like a fantasy. It's like Harry Potter type of a fantasy. Better than Harry Potter, but it's a fantasy story to me.
Yeah.
And the idea is the scary part of that movie, and probably this one too, is the question: what if that were all true, and there really were demons, and that they really could possess someone? And that's fun storytelling to me.
Yeah, and the cast is great. I mean, like I said, Franco Nero plays the Pope, of course. Russell Crowe, Alex Esso, who's an actress I really like. She was in the Mike Flanagan. What was the one? Midnight one. Yeah. The one on the island. Yeah, Midnight Mass. Yeah, she was in that, and she's really good. So, good. I'm excited to see this trailer.
This should be interesting.
Out in April 14th. So coming in the next month or so. Let's check it out for
all right.
Pope's Exorcist.
Let's rock this.
Are we ready?
Ready.
Does the power of Cinemondo compel us? Action.
It does.
Whatever you do, you only do because God allows it.
Did he allow that?
Father Gabriele Amorth. On the night of June 4th, you performed an exorcism.
That was not an exorcism. The majority of cases do not require an exorcism.
98% are recommended by him to doctors and psychiatrists.
The other 2%, I call it evil.
We have more questions for you, Father Amorth.
You have a problem with me? You talk to my boss, the Pope.
There is a case that needs your attention.
Bring me the priest.
I'm here to help, Julia.
Wrong priest!
Take caution. There are secrets buried there.
Is the Vatican sealed?
The church has fought against this demon before. The Vatican covered it up. We need to find out why.
You've been played. You took the bait.
Whatever you do, you only do because God allows it.
Did he allow that? Imagine what could happen if the devil possessed the soul of the Pope's exorcist. Who will defend you?
My faith does not require defense.
Wow.
All
Special
right.
guest appearance by the Blessed Virgin Mary.
as herself.
As herself.
Playing she had a moment after, she had a little bit of time in between, other things.
Looks like a Da Vinci Code kind of a thing.
What I liked about it is that they sort of cast doubt on most exorcism, which I like. Like, no, most of them are
only
real,
3%.
Yeah, the 2% are evil, but then even then, it's kind of like there's sort of the skepticism that I liked that they were kind of implying in this. Like,
you've been played.
And also, I'm sorry, kids aren't scary. Just don't.
Right.
I thought that kid was bad. I was like, come on, he's not scary.
I agree.
Even though
It's like trying
parents
to look
think
scary
kids
are the thing that's not scary.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the part that bummed me out. It's like I liked all the other stuff. The actual exorcism is like I've seen a million times. That doesn't excite me. But maybe some of the other stuff was a little more interesting. Like if it's less about the exorcism and more about some of the other stuff going around.
The sort of Indiana Jones stuff that.
Yeah,
well, that was kind of intriguing. I also just like the fact that Russell Crowe could be like this character that I would like as in the film. But we'll see. I'm sort of like kind of half interested, half not. That's the way I kind of felt about it. So,
I mean, every time he's on screen, I feel like he looks like he's the one in control in this movie in general. Like what the tone of the film, the level of acting, the giving it its cachet. So I'm looking at him. I'm like, this is good. Like he looks like he believes it's good, so it makes me want to believe it.
He's got gravitas. He looks like he's lived a life.
Yes. I like also he did a good accent, but also I like that they brought out this whole thing. What if the chief exorcist got possessed? And then again, when you think about why aren't they? I mean, if the devil can possess anyone he wants, why would he just go after some dumb kid? Like, why wouldn't you go after someone with some power? Like it just seems kind of like, there's a little cracks in the veneer of like how evil is it if you maybe they are all evil.
I think just after I just saw Exorcist 3, which doesn't have a lot of that stuff in it. It's more just conversations. And it's kind of scarier when it's just like somebody talking and saying scary stuff, and not all the blood spitting and head spinning stuff sort
and
of
fires and explosions and
takes away from that, because you're like going, is this really happening or not? Is this really just a person that's so psychotic that scares me? It seems more believable. As soon as you throw that stuff in, you go, well, okay, this is just a horror movie, which is okay, it's fine, but it takes away, I think, from the reality of some people do believe in exorcisms, and what if it was just somebody who's just saying something really creepy and weird to you and freaking you out? That's scary. I don't know. So anyway, I mean, I recommend Exorcist 3 to anybody. I think that is a great film, and it's one that William Peter Blatty just is great dialogue. George C. Scott over the top.
Great,
fantastic. So anyway, and the best probably one of the best jump scares in the history of cinema. In my eye,
Don't tell anybody where.
If you tell them the jump scare is coming, is this a little scary? I don't know.
But it's a movie that I remember there was news about it where William Peter Blatty didn't want to have the sort of over the top ending that it had. It has sort of an explosive special effectsy kind of an ending, which in retrospect, when I look at it now, it's not that bad. But at the time, like you said, I wanted it to be more low key. I wanted it to be like a psychological thing, like the original Exorcist that had some big things in it, but it didn't. I mean, the house doesn't collapse in on itself and explode and light beams flying out. It has these contained horrors that all happen in this little girl's bedroom. And you can imagine people walking by on the street outside of the house don't know what's going on in that house. But this one looks like there's larger, more epic world scale things happening, which makes it a different kind of a movie.
I like they make the church is almost complicit in the conspiracy of creating this like fear of the devil and exorcisms, and even they were like investigating, going, what happened here? And he goes, well, it wasn't an exorcism. Clearly the person was mentally ill and killed herself.
Or something.
And that's the interesting part of the
like
stuff.
That.
Movie. That's the part that interests me. That part.
Yeah, me too.
So we'll see. But it's a good director. Okay, let's do it.
Cool.
We're doing the full on Russell Crowe cells on these.
Right.
So we have looks like the classic, like there's sort of the evil painting. You have this like this sort of montage on the side.
Sort of the Dante kind of
Dante's
hell, like abandon hope, all ye who enter this door here.
I wonder if this is where he's going down into that weird area that he discovered, because otherwise what would this be? It's just sort of creepy.
He's going down the stairs.
Yeah. And so it's a classic framework around him. It's a nice little design. And then it's just Russell Crowe, Pope's Exorcist. Do you really need to know more? I don't. Then we have I like this too, just a close up of a great shot of him with the cross in front of him. That's great. Little simpler, more of a star cell. We got the Pope's Exorcist again in his name. The type's a little funky with it, kind of all over the place, but nice posters. I mean, very, very conservative, but big budget looking Hollywood posters,
Yeah.
It feels like the font for the title is very much like the font from the Exorcist movies.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Sure.
So they said, we're going to tie ourselves back almost like this is like the fourth Exorcist or whatever, fifth or whatever,
the 25th or whatever it is.
Yeah. Well, the Rennie Harlan one, then the Paul Schrader one that was never made, that kind of all those weird movies that I ended up watching anyway. So
yes, I have them all on DVD.
There is this I don't know this. They didn't say anything about this being based on a true story or anything, which I guess
they're all based on actual events on the poster.
Well, that's an actual character. That is the name of
so it is based on
the Vatican's exorcist.
It's kind of like all of these movies that say they're based on true stories, whether it was The Conjuring. You know how much I love that. And then other, the Emily Rose film, which was, some of these are really, really good films too. And they say they're based on true stories, which is really pushing the limit. But I love the idea that it's and if he believes, I'm going to throw this in here too, because there's a TV show on Paramount Plus called Evil that is fantastic. So the first season's great, and then they went to streaming only, and the thing just blossomed. Like the first season is still great, but it gets even better. But what I love is they have a psychiatrist who is a total atheist. They have a Catholic priest who's trying. He's fallen from grace, but he's coming back in. He's trying to make his way back up, and he's kind of flawed. And then they have a kind of atheist skeptic who Asif Mandi, who is kind of the voice of reason in a way, and he's a little bit of humor too. But what they do is they have cases where they go and they investigate, and you're seeing these three perspectives. The priest is wanting to approach it from the religious aspect as if it's real. She's looking at it as it's mental illness, and then Asif Mandi's looking at it as like this is all just bullshit. So I love that they have these great cases, and they're really good, like movie quality shit, really well done. Highly recommended. Now, this movie gave me tiny vibes of that, where we have the church investigating him. Is it real or not real? Because they're always getting assignments from the church to go investigate these otherworldly things like possessions and all that. And then they're having to approach it like, is it? And is it real? Is this something a church is doing to drum up support and get more money, trying to convince people they need the church for this kind of stuff? So it's got some great perspectives on this stuff. So I'm hoping this kind of goes a little in that direction. They had a little bit of that in there, that sort of skepticism, but then it looks like he's still playing it for real, It's
and
like
the person in the Catholic Church who makes the determination whether or not something is a legitimate possession or a miracle or anything is called a postulator.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
They come in and make the determination and like, okay, this is not real, or this is a genuine miracle.
Yeah, they have a lot of political maneuverings in the church in the show too. So I'm hoping they have some of that in this show, which it looks like they might. I mean, this movie they might, because it looked like there's kind of this panel, like we're the men in charge, and we're gonna bring down the chief exorcist. No, we'll see what happens there.
Like, guys, we haven't had a miracle in a while. I think we need something.
Yes, let's drum something up. Come on, let's pick it up.
We need some good publicity, and we need to banish evil so people still believe in us. So
get that Ouija board out, fellas.
Yeah, and call the practical effects guy.
Yeah.
Get the guy in here who can make this look real, and get a kid who can act. Come on.
I want Captain Howdy here right now.
You just have to have a head twisting around and you're halfway home.
Yeah.
So I throw out Evil because if you like this movie or are interested in this kind of content, highly recommend Evil, because you're getting some movie quality shit for like 20, 30 movies inside the series. So
I'll check it out, Kathy, because you've mentioned that before, and I've just never done it. But it's on Paramount Plus, so I will check it out.
Paramount Plus, CBS, whatever it is now, I don't know. But yeah. So I like Russell Crowe. This is kind of interesting. I'll watch it on streaming.
Yeah. It might be a streaming film for me. If it opens April, it might be in streaming April 27th. You never know. Right. These things go pretty quick. All right, everybody. Great to thanks for joining us. Great to see everybody out there.
Bye. I wish I could think of something evil to say. Well, how would the devil say goodbye?
Your mother sews socks in hell.
Oh my God. Okay, we're done.
She say, "Oh, okay. I can't remember. Can you
help an old altar boy, Father?"
And do you know what she did, your naughty daughter? Something like that. Okay. Anyway, those are
dying here. We're dying.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.